The closest you work with essentially is the director and the lighting designer. That's kind of a given, particularly in a live show, particularly in a music show, because those are the things. The director on how he wants to shoot something, and of course the lighting designer, because lighting is such an integral part to how we look at music, how we watch music, whether or not the lights are static or whether they're moving around during a performance. Usually the first call I'll get is from a producer. Producer in television tends to be the first creative entity on a project. It's usually their idea, or they have ideas about how they want what they want their show to be. So my first meetings will be with a producer, and my first sketches will go to a producer. Once we agree upon a direction, then I'll start bringing in the lighting designer on, can you light this? Or do you need lights embedded in this? Do you need me to drop the floor here so you can put lights underneath, etc.? All kinds of, things like that. Or can I use your light rig, the shape of your light plot, as a design element, for instance? So those are the people, and then of course the director, just for camera. An important part of designing for live TV and designing for variety is camera placement, because it's very, you're doing multi-camera shooting and you're designing it into a room that usually has audience in it as well, which is why it's perhaps the oldest tradition in television is variety. It comes from vaudeville, and it's a combination of live vaudeville and vaudeville radio. And so there are disciplines involved in designing for live performance and designing for variety that other kinds of television don't have. Multi-camera, when they do multi-camera sitcoms, for instance, they line up the sets, they line up the audience, and the cameras move, back and forth between the sets, for instance. That's maybe the closest is multi-camera sitcom or something with a live audience. But you don't incorporate you don't incorporate the audience into the design. That's different than when you do like a live concert situation.